This is, I will confess, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, this is my dream job, Sean.
I'm invested in the community, and I like to give back to the community that's given me so much.
We had focused on several sites initially.
Well, I think this is where Dave and I, do
Welcome to the LynnCAM TV Show. We focus on issues affecting the city of Lynn and its people. Here with me today to talk about what's going on in Nepal, we have Jordan Avery, Lynn Human Rights Commissioner, Hong Net, and two of our very own Lynn Classical students who are also Nepali Americans. We have Sanjaya Gurung and Gunga Darji. Guys, thanks for being here today. Before we get too much into the subject matter, I'd like to make our audience a little bit more familiar about who you are and what you guys do in the city of Lynn. Jordan, we'll start with you.
First, Sean, thanks for having us on to talk about this important message that we want to reach out to the community. Once again, my name is Jordan. I'm a Lynn Human Rights Commissioner for the city of Lynn, and also very involved in the community.
Hong?
Yes, thank you so much, Sean, for having me here again. And as you know, my name is Hong Net. I'm a city councilor at large. I'm so honored to be here today, and thank you so much for having me here.
Sanjaya?
Hi, thank you so much. So my name is Sanjay Gurung. I live with my family, and I'm the student from Classical High School.
Outstanding. Gunga?
Hello, my name is Gunga Darji, and I'm a student of Lynn Classical High School.
So we're here to talk a little bit about what's going on in Nepal. Of course, everybody knows that these past few months have been very difficult for the people there, as there have been some earthquakes that have struck, doing tons and tons of damage. Over 500,000 homes have been destroyed. Over 8,500 people have been pronounced dead. It's the deadliest quakes in the history of Nepal. So we're here to talk about what kind of relief efforts are available and how we here in America in the city of Lynn can extend our reach of help and make sure that these guys get what they need. First thing that I want to go to, I want to talk to you guys. So you guys are students at Classical. You were born in Nepal, yes. All right? You have family, friends there. I'd like to talk a little bit just about the country. Let's talk about the country. Make our viewership familiar about how beautiful this place is.
Nepal is one of the beautiful country in the world. So it is naturally beautiful that every people's like the Nepal. Like more than millions of tourisms went to Nepal to see Mount Everest, like historical places, world heritages. It's like Nepal is very poor in economics, so it is rich in natural resources like water also. So it's the second richest country in the world.
So more so, it's agriculture is a big part of the culture there. When it comes to the economy, everybody kind of does it on their own. They have their farms, they have their homes. A natural disaster like this doesn't only set you back. You can't just go out and get what you need. I mean, your land has been destroyed, your homes are gone. It's not an easy thing to deal with. We're fortunate enough here in Massachusetts that, we have to deal with the snow. And of course, as you guys know, this past winter, that can be difficult. But we still have all the amenities and hospitals and food and shelter. And there's places for people to go in a state of emergency like that. Nothing compared to what's going on in Nepal. So Gunga, you were also born in Nepal. Let's get your account. Tell me about the country.
I was living in a small village, so I never been Kathmandu, that earthquake place. I never been there, so yeah.
Okay, so those of you at home who aren't familiar, it'd be hard to believe that you're not because it's all over the news. There have been two massive earthquakes that just have struck Nepal. Over 8,500 people are dead. It's the deadliest earthquake in Nepal's history. 500,000 homes have been destroyed. On April 25th, the first earthquake had struck at a magnitude of 7.8, and then 3 weeks later they were whacked with a 7.3 magnitude earthquake right by Mount Everest, triggering a landslides. These quakes had happened about 85 miles from the capital, Kathmandu. This is a huge story. I want to talk a little bit about just the quake itself. I'm not sure if you guys can really discuss first basis if you've ever been in a situation like this, but I mean, it's got to be difficult. Jordan, you're the Commissioner of the Human Rights here in Lynn. What's the process? What's the first step to relief in a situation like this?
Sure. As you said, it's a true tragedy. I've been involved in Red Cross for a lot of years as a disaster recovery volunteer, so I've seen and been deployed to a lot of these, situations. And the first step, obviously, is the search and rescue and the recovery of the process. And in this case, it's a large search and rescue going on now as we speak. As you said, the death toll keeps rising. So the first thing is, again, search and rescue and the recovery process, getting these people into a safe environment, feeding, clothing, because like you said, they've lost everything. So it's really important to, get them stable and back on their feet as soon as we can and as soon as, it's possible.
Hong, anything to add?
Well, as you know, Nepal is a very small country with about 28 million people live in that country, and 90% of mount cover the entire country. And when an earthquake like this, mountain fell and mud and mountain slide cover villages, and those people live on remote areas, so very difficult for anyone to help them. So as you know, we try, Americans helicopter try to rescue them, and somehow strategy happened as well. And John's in a very unique position right now, and he knows how to help. But as an elected official, I have communicated with my colleagues at the council, and also I have been working with Dr. Luca in one of the temple in Lynn on Cottage Street, and he's director of the Human Development Education, and he traveled a lot to Nepal and the United States, raising funds for children in Nepal. So we have been working on this almost every day, so I have been communicating with him. I just spoke with him again today, and we plan to do some kind of fundraiser as well. And also, he gave me information to how to help. And he said right now what they really need, medicine, food, shelter, and other necessary, and water, important. But money is probably the most important thing to send to them right now, because supply is so costly to ship to that country, right? And he gave us an address to send a check to, so you can make check payable to I'm sorry, let's see, so
140 Cottage.
Right, so one for the cottage, and make payable to Karunaya Human Development Foundation, and memo make Nepal earthquake relief, and also we can deposit to the Bank of America, and account number is 004603826838, and we also plan to have a fundraiser soon, and I will let you know when. And also, I will work with the mayor as well, because the mayor had to reach out to the temple as well to ask for help. So we will get it done.
So when it comes to relief efforts here in Lynn, you can head down to that temple on Cottage Street. You can make checks payable to them, and they're going to help in the relief efforts. Of course, stay tuned, because we're going to have a fundraiser that's going to go on in the city of Lynn to help benefit this. One thing to mention, an earthquake that strikes a small country like Nepal, of course, the economic standpoint isn't that great. The infrastructure isn't that well developed. So, of course, relief effort is so important. Like you said, Hong, it's important to send money, because if you ship goods, they're just going to cost you more. What they need are resources. They need the means to buy resources. And one thing to note is Nepal is just south of the Himalayas. That's the biggest mountain range in the world. And Everest is right there, right to the east of it. So, what it comes down to is that these guys are in a situation, it's a natural disaster at its best, and they need relief. There's plenty of organizations that you can reach out to. We're going to get into that a little bit more. I want to talk to you, Sanjaya, a little bit more about the quakes there. You had told me that you're accustomed to what goes on during quakes, and it's actually part of the culture. From some of the video footage that you can see, these guys are all gathering together. I mean, it seems as though they have a protocol for earthquakes. Tell me about your accounts.
So everybody know that the situations of Nepal is very critical, and we know, so we are watching the video of earthquake footage. So when the earthquakes happens, all the peoples were gathered together, and they have to save the life. So if anyone fell down, then they believe that they have to die.
So that's all about.
Yeah, it's the tradition of the Nepal.
So coming together, and you can see from this video right now, it's all these guys. They just come together, and I mean, it's disastrous. The buildings are crawling, they're falling down. These cars have stopped. People are in tunnels. They're on bridges. It's just the world basically comes to an abrupt end. One interesting thing to me is just a citizen of Lynn is to kind of get an account of what you guys think as Nepali Americans. How do you feel as though America is responding?
So the other countries are helping the Nepal still, but the earthquake victims still not get the food, basic needs, money.
So food, clothing, shelter,
Yeah,
of
clothes,
course,
like shelter.
those are among the
Still not
best
get.
basic needs. And you can't send water, it's too expensive. Send money. The relief efforts are there. Jordan, you had something to add?
You know, and the human rights, from the human rights perspective, you know, and Hong touched upon it about, you know, further down the line, us setting up a fundraiser, but I just wanted to stress the point that it is very important, and I've been in these places and seen this, and touch the point that sending money and those supports are strongly, and the human rights here in Lynn, we're going to do everything we can as a commission to make sure that, you know, we're sending our support and relief, and also for, you know, the residents here living in Lynn, if they need any support, you know, us as a commission, you know, come see us, you know, and we'll be more than happy to help.
Are there any websites or anything like that where they can become a little bit more knowledgeable about what the Human Rights Commission in Lynn does try to do?
Yes, it's a link right off the City of Lynn website. And you can stop at any time at the City Council's office and talk to Terry Young. She's our clerk, and she'll be more than happy to talk to you, or feel free to reach out to us. All our contact information, and once again, there's a link right on the Lynn City of Lynn website.
Hong, something to add?
Yes, right now there's a lot of supplies being stuck at Kathmandu's airport, and when to pay taxes, which is it's not good because we need to reach get those supplies and urgent aid to go to the victims, but it's not reaching there yet because I have to pay taxes, like I said. So that's why we need money to buy supplies there and ship out to people who need right away.
Absolutely.
Right,
so there are some organizations that you guys can jump on and help with their relief efforts. SaveTheChildren.org, a U.S. entity, RedCross.org, international organization, GlobalGiving.org, another United States organization, Oxfam.org, that's O-X-F-A-M, United Kingdom organization, and then you have Goonj.org, an Indian organization, that's G-O-O-N-J. You can jump out to these websites and you can find links to how to send relief. You can send it via text message. You can send checks. They've made this so easy to do. It's like, I mean, everybody's got an extra $10 in their pocket, and at the end of the day, that $10 isn't going to put you in any situation that's comparable to what's going on over there. Hong, we were talking a little bit before the program. You said there are some relief efforts going on here in Lynn. Down on Cottage Street, there's a temple right now dedicated to sending relief efforts. You guys can go down there. Let's talk a little bit more about this. I know we've touched on it already, but for those who are just joining us right now, let's get the detail out.
Yeah, Dr. Luca, he, like I said, he the head of the monetary, and also he director of human development for education in Nepal, and he has been communicating with people in Nepal and also with the government there, and he's been going around and do some fundraiser, and he reached out to me and I reached out to him, and it's the best way, like I said, the best way to help them by appeal to our citizens to either send checks to 140 Cottage Street, send to a bank account, so that way it's easy for him to shift money to Nepal. And he also have a fundraiser in Lowell next week, so I don't know what time. So we're not gonna go there. So we plan to have a fundraiser here, and also this is not just Lynn. As you know, we have about 35 Nepalese families in Lynn, and also we have 14 students in public school, and they are very active in this as well. So I have communicated not just with these two wonderful other students as well, and other parents as well. So they reach out to me and they ask for help, and I'm very pleased to be able to help them. And I ask you and ask everybody who willing to open the heart and to help them because they really need help. And it's been going on so long, and people are being buried alive. So it's very sad situation, and we don't really know too much about it because it's remote areas and so hard for us to get information. So I asked for what we can do to help them. So like I said, I will do my part. I will work with my colleague at the council to get as much as we can to help out and work with the mayor and with other agencies as well. And,
the city is on this. I mean, the city is, they are working to do everything that they can. And Lynn's actually been a very proactive city when it comes to helping relief efforts that are hundreds, thousands of miles away. You know, one thing that I do want to just kind of point out, in a lot of faiths, they're driven behind, you know, the idea that through the darkness comes light. And it's fantastic that we have organization leaders, just like you said his name was again over there at the temple?
The Loka, yeah.
I mean, it's just fantastic to see, you know, this guy is taking the time, money, and resources that he's got to actually put forth an effort in finding assistance. And it just goes to show you that in any event where there is a disaster, there are good people out there.
That's right.
So find them and work with them and make sure that you're helping and doing your part. The good thing is that he's at the helm. You know, a majority of the workload is going to fall on him. He's willing to do it. All we have to do is just come forth and provide the little that we've got to actually make a difference. And everybody's always looking for a way to make a difference. How can I make a difference? How can I make a difference? Well, you got your chance now. Here we go. We've got a disaster that's affected thousands of people. 500,000 homes have been destroyed. Here's your opportunity to do your part, to make your impact. Jordan, it looked like you had maybe something to add after Hong was speaking a little bit about the efforts over there at the temple.
Yeah, I actually swung by the temple today, and spoke to someone that was out front about this, and everything they're saying and everything you're saying, it's real. Right now, it's a tragedy, and we need to do our part, and I think you nailed it. It's time for us to make a difference. It's time for you guys to make a difference, and really come out and help. Because we need to help these people.
Don't talk about it. Be about it. Another couple, real quick, some relief efforts that you can jump onto and find some more information and be able to make your impact. SaveTheChildren.org, a United States organization, RedCross.org, international, GlobalGiving.org, Oxfam.org, and Goonj.org. It's Goonj. You can jump onto these websites. There are links there that are available for you to be able to donate money. You can send text messages. Simple $10 donation is going to go a long way. If everybody can pitch in, we can clean up this mess a little bit quicker and get these people back on their feet. At the end of the day, and Jordan, you can speak more about this. It's a human aspect. Today, you've got two types of people: those who have a significant amount of pride in where they come from, and those who have a significant amount of pride in what they are. And being human is that. So you got to look down into your heart, and you really got to make that effort. You've been looking for an opportunity to make a difference. You haven't been able to get down to a soup kitchen and volunteer. It's as simple as sending a text. Send a text out. It's a $10 donation. I want to talk to you guys. Now, you guys are students at Classical. Now, it's towards the end of your year. You're a junior. You're a sophomore. You each are at different levels in your career. Outside of focusing on whatever extracurricular involved in all of your schoolwork, you hear this news. I mean, what's going through your mind? I mean, how do you adapt to something like that?
So we are trying to help, like we are the students from Lynn Classical High School. All Nepali students are trying to make money to help the Nepal, the peoples who are in devastation.
What are they doing right now in order to raise funds?
So we are still talking about this process.
It's so early. I mean, it's like it's at a point where everybody's like, all right, something needs to be done. The planning process has begun. So stay in touch with these guys. They're going to be able to help you out in helping out their people. Gunja, let's talk a little bit about you. How have you been doing between school and balancing your life? How has this affected you?
I feel so bad to hear that. Actually, I don't have my family over there, but I heard and I saw the news on Facebook status that Nepali people got destroyed by earthquake. So, yeah.
So has this? I mean, you've got friends over there. It's mentioned that you do know some people over there.
No, so actually I don't have any family in Nepal.
In Nepal right now. Okay, but it's important to recognize you guys were born there. I mean, this is your home.
Yes, but we live far away from the earthquake.
Yeah, because we were refugees, so we don't really know about that.
So don't know about the area.
Yeah.
But the culture, it exists.
We've never been there.
Yes, the culture is the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the same thing, like what had happened in Katrina. I mean, I've never been there, but I mean, it's a serious effort. And as an American, you're like, we got to do something. You know, there are people who can give it up their time, their efforts, their lives to dedicate themselves to helping others. And it's good that they exist. It really is, because if it wasn't for them, you know, we probably wouldn't be. We wouldn't be as good off as we are. I'm sorry, I get a little choked up on stuff like this because, you know, you can't help but feel hopeless, you know, I mean, helpless. But there really is, there's ways that you guys can help. Again, I just want to reiterate these: SaveTheChildren.org, RedCross.org, GlobalGiving.org, Oxfam.org, Goonj.org. There is going to be some fundraisers in Lynn, and we are going to make sure that these efforts are met and we can help these guys out. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit. Your workload must have increased a little bit since this. What's your day-to-day like now?
You know, we've been in touch with HongNet, and you know, Hong has been doing a tremendous job trying to get together with, you know, city elected officials, the mayor, the Human Rights Commission. He's reached out to a lot of people. So now, working closely with Hong, you know, we're going to try to plan a fundraiser and ways to fund some money to send to Nepal for their you know, relief efforts.
Hong, what's changed about your day-to-day since the disaster?
Well, it's because I feel so sad because I've seen a lot of devastation like this. It's touched my heart, and I know how important for us as a citizen who live a good life to reach, to help out. You know, just a little thing, it makes a big difference. So I've been worried every day. I call so many people in so many places, and because I don't have a lot of money to help myself, so I want to do what I can to help out. So get people involved who can help, who willing to help. So not just elected official. I call just about anybody, to be honest, anybody.
Right.
And so what I can do and ask advice and from opinion and what we can do and set up a fundraiser. I really bother my family a lot, my families and friends particularly. So I get them first, you know. So. I already donate my own money as well, so so I'm not gonna talk about that. So because we all have the obligation to help who's in need. So,
right.
So,
you know, and interesting to mention about you, Hong, and like you're one of my favorite Lynn guys because when it comes down to like somebody who's been through struggle and made it through, I mean, you got to write a book, man. You have to write a book, Hong. I'm telling you, man. It'd be an unbelievable seller. But here's a guy who's familiar with disaster. He's been through it, and he's still volunteering his time. He's still giving up his resources to help them out. Guys, I really thank you to come onto the program, talk about this. It's not easy. It's going to affect you on a personal level, but it's important that we get this detail out to the Americans and the people of Lynn. There are relief efforts going on right now. Nepal needs your help. The people need your help. I want you to jump on a couple websites, SaveTheChildren.org, RedCross.org, GlobalGiving.org, Oxfam.org, Goonj.org. Stay tuned and make sure that you're watching LynnCAM TV because there's going to be a fundraiser. We're going to have you guys back on to raise some awareness about that, how people can help, what's going to be available for us. Here in America, we live a very privileged lifestyle. And the people of Nepal, they live a very simple lifestyle. As human beings, it's important that we reach out to these guys and we make the efforts possible to get them the relief that they need. Guys, real quick, I just want to say again, thank you for coming on the program. Jordan Avery, Lynn Human Rights Commissioner, HongNet, City Councilman, two Lynn Classical students, Nepali American. We have Sanjaya Gurung and Gunga Darji. Guys, thanks for coming on to the program. That's it for the show from the studio here at LynnCAM TV. I'm Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best. Cool. So, this is the part of the program.